Alright, I'll be starting my painting here in just a minute. Alright, I am going to get started with the painting. I'll let people trickle in as they come. Well, actually, before I get started on the bikes, I wanted to do some stuff with the bases. I need to finish the work on these, because I wish to use, even if they're not complete yet, the bikes themselves in a game this coming weekend. So I gotta finish up the bases and put at least the bikes and quads on their bases. I said bases a lot. I got a second person here now. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Alright, for the work on the bases, we're going to have white paint and yellow paint to make it look like road lines, because I absolutely love the aesthetic of having my bikers on a road. Use a flat white and a flat yellow paint, and one of these nice big old brushes to So we'll start with this one here. All right. We'll tidy this up a little bit. We'll add a little bit of yellow on that, but not much. All right, next up here, a little bit of an uneven line, though we'll still try and make it a little bit straight. Alright. Now this one pushed off to the side. Alright, there's that. A little bit more white. Ooh, this one didn't turn out great. I might tidy that one up with a brush a little bit later. Alright, let's go ahead and wash off this. These things are always a pain in the butt to wash off. Alright. We'll blot that dry. Move you guys out of the way a little bit. I think I might do a little bit of a longer stream today. 2 hours has been feeling a little bit short. It's like I might try 6 to 9. And we'll see how that goes. Alright, let's go ahead and close this yellow. Shake it up a bit. Alright, hopefully that was enough. I have to tidy up my yellow. Alright. Ooh, no, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Or the end of these models. Thank God. All right. Steady hand, though can be a little bit annoying with the shaky hands that I got. All right, we'll let you sit and soak a bit. By sit and soak, I mean dip you in my water and wring you out. Let's see. Is my audio coming through for the chat all right? I would hope it is. I have to replace my little paper towels here in just a minute because they're getting very wet. Alright, we'll let those bases dry and move on to the actual models themselves. Hopefully you guys can hear what I'm saying. Alright. We are going to go ahead and do a little bit of tidying up to start, as some of my models got a little bit scuffed while I was doing their tires. I did a little bit of tidying up already, but I decided to wait to finish the rest of it until I was on stream. Alright, this one's fine. This one needs a little bit of tidying up around the spokes of the tire, since I accidentally dabbed a bunch of black from the tire onto the gold. So let's go ahead and fix that. Alright. That's alright. Let's go ahead and fix this one now. Wish my camera could focus a little better, but that'll come when I can put a little more money towards a webcam. I guess not a webcam, a better top-down camera than a webcam pointing straight down. But we'll get there eventually. Might be a little bit of a ride though. And I think that is that for now. Alright. Those bits have been tidied up. I will clean off my brush and start to work on the next major portion of each model, which in this case is going to be the engine and then the, what is it? I guess it's also still part of the engine, the two parts of the engine. Start up here. Alright, it's a different type of black than the one I used for the tires. This one will appear a little more glossy, a little more shiny for that nice metal look. And the engine. We got 3 people now. Yay. How wonderful. Any returning viewers? Yes? No? Oh, back to 2. But that's okay. Stream just started. There's room. Wish I had more riveting stories to talk about. Don't really have much in the way of interesting. I mean, I could tell you how work went. I was just got to yell at kids and get paid for it. So that's always fun. Alright. And that's the second one done. Oop, I got a little bit more on my brush there than I wanted. But that's okay. Just means I can go for longer without having to resupply my brush. Alright. That's 3 done. That's 4. Oh, don't want that to smear already. Ah, foot's falling asleep. Ugh. Adjust. Let's see. Sorry for the pause. I'm looking at the stream. Alright. Oh no, I didn't mean to smear the paint off. Let's fix that. There we go.
Hello, Maddie Matt. Hi.
Alright, sorry about that background noise. That was unintentional. Alright, that makes 6 out of 8 bikes done. Might re-go over some of the earlier bits on the engines. As it dries, I can see some places that I missed. We'll go ahead and fix those up once I finish these last two. Alright, there's 7. And this will make 8. Let's not get complacent or sloppy now. Alright, there's that. Now let's go ahead and do some extra bit of detailing here. Allah Akbar, what an interesting thing to say for your first time. Judging from that response, though, I can only assume you are from the Forbidden app. Back to 3 viewers. Nice. Fun, fun. All right. Okay, that makes those bikes done. Or not done, but the engines on those bikes partially done. Now I need to do the grading on them. First, I have a couple things I need to paint black on. The quads, that being the handlebars. All right. There's that. And for the next one now, for new small army, nah. I'm only adding to my Gene Stealer cult. I was playing Gene Stealer cult before the new codex, so I'm not just jumping on a new codex bandwagon. I want to point that out. But yeah, these are Atalan Jackals for the Gene Stealer cults. They're the wonderful bikers. Super fast, they actually hit way harder now. The new codex really buffed them to the roof. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. And I had one unit previously, but I am, as you can see, prepping another unit. Actually, another 2 units. I got 2 boxes and have been painting them on stream for the past couple weeks. I think I might be able to finish up the bikes and quads today, and then only have the guys to do next week and maybe the week after, as my paint scheme for my Gene Stealer cult is generally pretty simplistic, but there are a few small details that I like to be specific about. I'm not sure if any of you here have been following my stuff for a while or not, but my Gene Stealer cult have a hazmat suit kind of vibe, and I can start do a little bit of showing off here with this guy that I'm in the process of working on. It is a Sanctus with the kind of blue-green rubber hazmat suit I like to put on my guys. Yellow boots and all that. Oh no, I accidentally smudged some paint. Let's not do that. Hey, that's always dandy. Nice, nice, nice. And an extra follower. Yeah, I stream every Sunday from 6 to 8. but I think I'm going to be streaming a little bit longer today, maybe 6 to 9, because I got nothing going on afterward, and my painting time during the week is dwindling due to school picking up. So I'm going to enjoy it here while I can. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't expecting or wanting that to be featured, but hey, apparently iFunny likes War Thunder jokes. I actually have the big tank sitting right behind me. I can flash it on camera if you want me to. See it a little more up close and personal than on the app. And it is indeed a large tank. Like, as far as miniature models go, it's a pretty big tank. Baneblades are not small models. You know what? I think I've seen the feature that you're talking about. And I've done welding before. I helped my dad out with a lot of his both welding and soldering. But I didn't choose to follow much into it. I know how to. It's not something I could do professionally, though. By any means. God, I wish I could get a better webcam. But that'll have to wait till I can put more money into this. Granted, I could always do that whole... Anytime I would spend money on Warhammer, I spend money on making my stream better. And I might actually do that. It's a pretty solid idea. I really don't need any more Warhammer stuff. I think the last bit I'm going to spend on Warhammer for a while might be getting the new Tyranid Codex and one or two of the new Tyranid characters. Which apparently the Parasite of Mortrex character is not listed as a unique character. So you are not limited to one of him. Or technically her, if we want to get technical and specific about Tyranid genders. Because apparently Games Workshop has a released, licensed, and fully registered chart / like imperial compendium of all the Tyranid genders, which is weird. Not something I expected GW to do. But yeah, give me a second to finish up these bikes, and I will flash the big tank on screen for you real quick. Or as you like to put it, large tank. I think I like large tank better. More amusing. Alright, there's that. No, I don't want to smudge that early. And last, bike's handlebars. Gotta say, painting with yellow paint might be the most annoying part of my paint jobs. Because yellow is a very bizarre color that when you paint with it, it smears over itself in layers very poorly. You need like a white or gray background that you're painting on for the yellow to properly appear. Even then, maybe just it won't. Oh no, I didn't mean to paint the lid of my bottle. Alright. That's all the black I need for now. Yes. Go ahead and dry off my brush, or not dry off, wash off my brush. Now we'll dry it off. Actually, I need to step up for a second. We'll close the door to the room I am streaming in. And then, as promised, big tank. Very large. Not as heavy as would be expected, but pretty big. Big old tank. Which I actually have down here because I need to put the Genestealer cult symbols on it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, as I don't plan on fielding the tank for a little bit. Okay, next up, do a little bit of copper paint after I take a drink. Ooh, 5 viewers. Wonderful. Alright, that was probably a lot louder than it had to be. But that's okay. Copper. Alright, that should be enough for now, because I don't need a whole heck of a lot. Just enough to cover. Alright. There's one. Oh, I got a notification. but I will not look at it quite yet, because I am busy. Streaming weights for no whore. Or painting weights for no whore. No ho. Oh, I dropped my models. Yeah, there's two. Alright. Third one done. Fourth. Alright, nice, nice. Five. Now to six. Seven. Do y'all ever wonder if streamers make up the stories they tell about their lives? Like, I don't watch very many streamers. I watch a couple YouTube podcasts and just talk videos like that. And everyone seems to have like the weirdest, wackiest stories that when they tell them, it sounds like it sounds true. But then you think about it and it's like, hold on a minute, how will that have even happened? Like, I go fish for something to talk about, and my mind comes back with nothing. Alright, there's them. You believe the people you watch. Yeah, I mean, same for me. But as I think about it more and more, it just seems less believable. But hey, who am I to judge? Maybe it did happen, maybe it didn't happen. At the end of the day, funny stories are funny stories, right? Oh, yes, yes, Frog, you are getting. Welcome, Frog, hello. And yes, you are indeed getting a sneak peek of what you're fighting next. Because I am 100% planning. I don't plan to win next game, but oh boy, I plan on flying around the board at the speed of fucking Jesus on bikes. And we're gonna have a grand old time with 16 inches of movement plus advance rolls. You think your orcs are fast? Actually, orcs aren't fast at all. Only when they're in their big trucks. Oh, hey, that is Llama. I didn't see your name at first. Yo, what's up? Wow, you get to hear my voice outside of D&D. Whoa, no way. And outside of smacking rats and other non-D&D. You know what? You get to hear my voice while we're not in a private voice call. How about that? Orc, just for you, I'm gonna dunk my entire army in red paint. That's a lie. I'm not actually gonna do that. I'm not doing that, Frog. I called you Orc. I'm used to your name being Orc Bob, but nah, not this time. All right. That'll do it for the copper for the moment. The next bit I have to hammer out will be some of the smaller. Ooh, that's what I have to do. I have to re-go over my seats because the seats on the bikes look a little thin. So, with a little bit of shaking of the paint, I will put them up. Your name hasn't been Orc Bob in 2 years. Well, you know what? I don't appreciate your sass. Also, I don't think I've known you for 2 years. Oh, I might have. Actually, you know what? I entirely may have known you for 2 years. So I think we met sometime around COVID just getting started. Holy heck, has it been that long already? Good lord. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. No, thank you. Good God, it has been 2 years. Man, I don't like that idea. Nope, not at all. Not a fan. Couldn't be me. But sadly it is. There's nothing I can do about it. Time marches on. God, I still wish for a better webcam. I will complain about my webcam until I'm able to get a new one. But this one will suffice for now, as it does what I need it to do. And that is take video with somewhat clear picture. Alright, 5th bike done, or 5th bike seat done. I kind of did something dumb and forgot to cut out and prime a whole section of the bikes, as they're supposed to be like saddlebags and grenades and explosives and stuff that go on the backs of them. But completely skipped my mind, and I didn't realize it until like partway through last stream. So maybe I'll do that in a separate stream where I cut out, prime, and paint those, and then latch them onto the bikes. But who knows? I might have other stuff. Do Plague Marines have their own biker units? I know they can probably take the Space Marine bikers, but I don't know if they have their own biker units. Would be cool though. Actual pestilence. Might be a Mad Max joke in there somewhere. You know what you could probably do? Buy a bloat drone and proxy it up to make it look like a bike or something. That might work. Alright, first quad, second quad. Alright. Tidy up my brush once again. I'm gonna actually get rid of this cloth as it is way too old now. And we'll start with a nice fresh new one. That goes underneath the filthy one. Of course, why not? Okay, let's see. I want to take a drink first. You know what? I don't think there are any Orc Lords of War that could fit reasonably into a tiger unless you find a really big tiger. Maybe one of those old G.I. Joe models. Ooh, that's right, that's what I needed to do. I needed to finish up with painting onto the backs of the bikes where I forgot to use the saddlebags. So use a bit of a bigger brush to get this out of the way. Nice and fast, nice and quick like. Hopefully the brush doesn't screw up the other parts of the paint. Alright. Bigger than my Baneblade. Make it into a Baneblade. That's good. That's good. This is not as good. Now that is good. That's fine. Alright, that one's good. And that one's good. Okay, now we do headlights. We'll make the headlights a bit of a lighter shade of yellow, almost see-through. Absolute unit. Shake up this paint very well because this yellow never wants to cooperate. It always goes on more like a wash than an actual paint, despite being labeled as a base paint. But it's so okay. It's probably way more than I need. But now we stir it a little bit. Take some of that and brush it over the headlights of my bikes. This yellow works well for headlights because it goes on in such a way that white is covered perfectly while other colors are left widely untouched. It has a very bizarre look to it before it's finished, but once I have it dried, I'm going to go back over it with the color that is underneath the yellow. Just hard, you can't see it on stream. Yes, I'm pretty sure I sent you a link to the Kill Crusher tank. Alright, 6 and 7 now. For the bikes. Alright. Looking good, looking good. Next, I'm going to have to go over this on the quads. The quads might prove to be a little bit more difficult, as their headlights aren't nearly as well defined. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a pain on the quad. going to have to take a little bit of extra time and care to go over once it's dried. All right. Almost done with this bit. Neato. We'll let all those dry, which actually might take a little bit of a second. This yellow is a little thicker than I feel like it should be. In the meantime, we can use some greenskin paint. It's lovely, literally called greenskin. And we will use this paint for the little screens on the bikes. Ooh, that didn't come out. That didn't come out looking good at all. Ugh. Ew. Let's shake this a little more. Came out looking like mustard, but green. Huh. Let's do a little bit of stirring. I'm trying to mix this up because, good lord, this looks disgusting. Alright, mixing it up, mixing. Dry. Clean off my brush a little bit. And we'll start here. All right, there's one. Two. I plan on streaming till 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know my schedule says 8, but I decided I was going to stream a little bit longer tonight. Because I got nothing going on, and my painting time during the week is dwindling. No, we're back down to 4 viewers. But that's okay. It's only been an hour. And summoned by the boys. Well, have fun at the wall. And there's a notification that he has jumped onto For Honor. Once I finish up with the screens on the bikes, I will finish up the handlebars and turning them gold. Though I wish this green went on a little bit thicker. Alright, this is the last bike before we move on to the quads and get them situated. Alright, quad number 1. Alright, I'll tidy that up in a second. A bit of a smudge going on. Alright. Oh no, another smudge. Not what I meant to do. Oh, fix that. Hey, the smudge has been fixed. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Alright. Now to move on to the buttons. Wipe off my paintbrush. I'll take a little drink first, because for some reason my throat is so super freaking dry. Weird, because I drank a lot today at work. Alright. Let us get red. Which red do I want to use? We'll use this red. My Vallejo red. Shake it up. Mix all those wonderful oils. And then start applying. All right. 1. 2. 3. 4. Feel like I'm Dora counting along with everyone, but I'm the only one actually counting. 5. 6. Let me center this a little bit better on the camera. 7. That was 7. This is 8. I think. Yeah. There we go. I'll have to tidy that up. That got a little messy, but that's okay. All right. We'll now use a different shade of red, but still red, to mark out the gas canister lid on each bike, the gas tank lid on each bike. But which color red should I use? I've got a bunch of them. We'll try this one. Pure red. We'll start over here. One. Two, nice. Four. Five. That's four. This is five. All right, last one. Ugh. I'm good, I think. Maybe. Yeah. We'll deal with this a little later. Go ahead and paint out the canister lids on, gas tank lids on this quad. All right. All right. Good, 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 good. Now to tidy up the quote-unquote, I don't know if you call it a dashboard on a motorcycle. The part where all the speedometers and fuel gauge. And, brush fell. No. Ugh. I'm gonna grab that. Okay, gold paint again. Shake it. What do you need to tidy up? You need a tiny little tidy up. Not a whole lot, just a tiny bit. Alright, tidy it up. Nah, you're fine. You need a little tidy up. And by little, I mean I didn't even paint you properly before I did all the buttons. So I might have to go tidy up the buttons when I finish with this. But hopefully not. Hopefully I am able to stay my hand carefully enough. No, down to 3 viewers. I cry. But it's actually not too big of a deal. Alright. No, my thing fell. Why'd you fall? I set you up, not to fall. Alright. Almost done. Alright, good. Alright. Gotta be very careful on this one. Alright, neat. Got that one, yeah. Did I? No, I don't. You don't need to tidy up. You're fine. Do you need to tidy up? Use a little bit of tidy up, not too much. Alright, you've been tidied up. Alright. I'll probably center myself on my camera. Oh, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? All right. Knock out these handlebars before I move on to finishing the bikes. Ooh, you'll need a little bit of a tidy up. I need to use a different color than gold for you. Alright. You look fine. Yes. Now. To get the other color up and ready, which actually I can probably still use what I have left over here. I can. It has not dried yet. Wonderful. You, come here. Time to tidy up a little bit. A little bit there. A little bit there. A little bit there. Wonderful. Alright. Last bit of tidying up on this model. We'll go very carefully in between these. And we're good. Alright. Nice, nice. And now I need to be very careful and cautious on painting on these headlights, because good lord, that's some real tiny detailing that I might not actually be able to do very well. Hell, I'm already screwed it up. Curse my shaky-ish hands. Alright, so one set done. Oh, crap. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'll have to try and fix that later. And paint over it a little more. Oh, damn. That fell off. That's unexpected. I'll have to fix that in a moment. Alright. Trying a new approach on how to tackle these headlights. This actually seems to be working a bit better than what I was doing. Alright. Okay, that was more intense than I feel like it should have been. I was gonna glue this wheel back on because that fell off apparently. Oh, fuck. Alright, it seems like the lid for my glue has glued itself on. And my super glue is evaporated. Good thing I have spares. Yay. Alright. Oh my god. You are absolutely covered. What the hell happened? On the bright side, I don't think you're ever coming off again. The wheel, not the glue. We have to tidy this up a little. Hold on, let's go ahead and... Alright, I think that'll be good for the moment. Never mind. That's okay. Oh, that's super cool. All over my hands now. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that kind of burns a little. But it'll fade. For those of you that don't know, super glue works by melting whatever it is attached to together. And that is currently my fingers. But my fingers are nice and apart and not glued together. There it is, covered in glue now. Which is a little annoying. Alright, let's see. What else is there to do now? I think that's the bikes are done now. I'm gonna do a little bit of extra detailing on them with some mock flames. This nice little clear orange wash paint I have. A couple orange squiggly lines on them. Ooh, come on. There we go. Come on, orange paint. Dang, I really gotta wash you off. Good Lord. Ugh. Alright. Now, we start here. A little bit of orange paint. Nice little squiggles. It'll be my first time trying something like this, so we'll see how it works out. Actually, this might just look fine as a layer of rust or something. Some rusty detail might actually look pretty nice on these. So, if you're going away from the flames idea, let's just make it look like the orange, the thin layer of rust over parts of the model before I put on the actual rust. Alright. So this doesn't look like this is probably not going to show up on the quads due to the quads being black instead of this silvery white. But we'll try it out. Might just have to apply it on in a bit of a thicker layer. But we'll see. Alright. One is done. The second one now must get started. The computer made a noise. Something about restart for an update. We'll do that later tonight. By later tonight, I mean I'll put it off until it forces me to do it. Because I just updated my computer last night. I was trying to play Vermintide with someone. However, Vermintide wouldn't work, and wouldn't load, and wouldn't play. And then eventually I said, screw it, start restarting my computer after I tried everything else. And then it worked. But after my computer had to do a big ol' update first. Alright. That'll be that. And now we can go over, let's see. We'll let you guys finish setting. In the meantime, we will start on the actual guys. Ooh, actually, no, can't do that yet. We have to work on the weapons parts of these two. So then, let's get started on this then. Now we're going to go ahead and use this nice, lovely plate mail metallic. Ooh, I gotta close up my orange paint first. Close you up. Wonderful. Wunderbar. 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 And actually, let's not use the same metallic paint. Let's go for a different color of the metallic paint. I love the smell of industrial grade alcohol paint. It'll put hair on your chest real fast. Alright. Probably center myself on camera again. I gotta stop forgetting to do that. It is the whole reason I bought the webcam in the first place. Alright. Wonderful. Alright. This one is set for now. Yes. Now we work on this one here. Once again, I gotta center it. Always forget to do that. Heck. Alright. Coming along nicely. Very good, very good. Alright. The biggest trouble with these particular paints is that if they are out for too long, and like too long for them is a few minutes, and even just on the brush out, not just open, it can start to screw with them real bad. So I've got to be very careful. Alright, you guys are good for now. Now I go get other colors. Let you dry. Put a cap on you. Let's see, what good greens do I have? Huh, this looks like it might make a nice army looking green. Or I could just use the color called army green. Who would have guessed? All right. Let's test you out. See what you look like. Ooh, that's actually not bad. I like that. That looks very nice, actually. I am happy with that one. But I will need to do some tidying up on some other things. Ah, no. Didn't want you to fall right there. That is not too much of a loss, but more of a loss than I would like to deal with. Alright. That's that. Now for the other green. Alright, here we are. Green, 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 green. Wash and dry off my paintbrush. The one paintbrush I have that is fine tipped enough. I need to go buy new paintbrushes. They get really bad.